Hey, here we are again. Let's redo this. See how it goes in the second one. Basically, we drew, I'm selecting the vertice object, and we drew it just like we did the first outline. And it made two separate objects. So we have the first vertice that we drew on the outer edge of the eye and eyelashes. Then we drew another one, so that made two objects. We have one here, and if I turn it off, and we have one here and here. Do we have a, let's see, one here and one here. And then I have, let's see, I moved one, I think, up here. But it looks like, yeah, okay. So that was the last one we finished, but I want to go over this because my sound busted in the last one. So we have the outer edge, and I can grab that and right click and snap it back, and then grab this and right click and snap it. Okay, yeah. So we've got two, just double checking. I'm getting really tired. Okay, now what we want to do after we draw the second one is what I had planned to do. And so we select one, and we shift select the other one, and we're in object mode, and then we can object join, and that's Control J. And if we watch, before we do it, we can watch over here, and these are gonna merge to one object, and that's what we want to do. That's where we're at. So object join Control J, and now we have one object. So if I select it, we can see if I hit the G and grab it, right click, snap it back. Okay, now let's go into edit mode right here, and let's go to solid view for a minute or two, and I'm going to hide my reference image, and now I'm going to come up here and I change the color, this background to world, to make it actually custom, and then I can change the color. There we go. That's good for now. So what we want to do now that we have our object here, one object, is I want to let's hit A to select all, and I'm going to click 1 to get on the vertices. And now what I want to do is just fill the face. So Alt F to fill. And that's what we do. We fill it and it looks great. And now what we want to do is with it selected, we can hit E to extrude faces, extrude E. So hold E down, E, and drag your mouse. And I'm going to pull them back to about here. And that was what I wanted to show you in this video. I went over a lot of other things in the other video that were probably jumping way ahead instead of staying. So let's tab back into object mode. And now we have our eye made. And, or we're still in edit mode, but I tabbed back into material preview. And I'll turn the image back on. And there we have it. And I put a material on it. So let's just do that real quick. Come down here to material. And my timer is done. Woohoo! And then just to add a material quickly, you can click on material. And we should pay attention to pulling up a menu and clicking and opening up a shader editor so we can see what happens when we add a material. So we clicked on the material preview or the properties, click new, and boom, there's two nodes, two shader nodes. And this is the principled BSDF, and it gives us a basic color, and we can change it to any color we want now. We can do black. And then I was pulling up the roughness to take the kind of the glare off so we could see the color. And I'll select my move tool and come up here. We'll just actually tab into object mode and get on my move tool, and let's pull that forward. So now that we're done doing our eye, the first thing that we want to do now is go to object mode, object, apply, rotation and scale. And we can right click to apply rotation and scale too, I think, or actually Shift A, apply rotation and scale. So we want to do that right away, and I'll undo that. We can watch here when we do that, come over to here, the object menu. You can see it's zeroed out because I applied it, but I'll undo it. And I must have added it already. Let's see. Yeah, it's fine. It's added. You can see it zeroes out on the rotation and the scale. And that's what we want. So I'll go forward, put my material back, and that was Command Z to Command Shift or Control Shift Z to edit redo. And I'll put the cursor, or not the cursor, but the origin is over here, way over here. So object, and also we want to switch back from, let's see, what are we on? We're fine, individual origin, but my origin is way over there, and I want it to be in the eye. So we can hit object, set origin to the center, mass, volume. We can do that. We can also try this one. And it's going to place our origin where we need it to be. And now we can move our eye around. And we can also move the origin here if we click it on, and then click it back off after we've moved it. And we can also, if we want to move the origin, we can go into edit mode, and we can select everything. And now we can move the vertice around the origin point, see? So there's lots of ways to do it, I guess. Whatever works. And it's going to matter. You'll be working with it a lot when we, and I'll set it there. And then when we go back to object mode and we select the object, you can see our vertice point, or our origin is here. And it's going to matter because when we animate it and hit R, it's going to rotate and around the origin point. So that's cool. Okay, that's great. I think we're caught up and I can stay on track. And I'm going to go to my reference and turn that on so I don't pop it off. And then we'll go to the next lesson, which we're going to mirror this over this object and probably build in the eye and maybe a few more things. So see you later. Starfluke and Starbloom building game characters.